All right, so chapter 21, 22, quick tips to conquer biggest challenges in selling. This is a good chapter because it already talks about some of the challenges we face. So let's talk about these challenges here, okay? Well, which one resonated with you guys the most and how we overcome them? All right, Blanca, what part did you like?
I guess I'm gonna have to go with, I'll do page 220 at the bottom where it says discipline.
Okay.
The last one. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so I like the whole discipline area part. It starts with probably the single most important factor to any success is the ability to show up day after day and do the right things. And then it talks about keep your schedule full, stay busy, and always be moving forward. And then in the bottom, the last sentence, the reason discipline is so important in sales is because there are so many random things happening. So the more stability you can personally create, the more secure you will be and the more certain your results.
Okay, great. So what are... Oh, sorry, go ahead, yeah. No. I'll let you speak.
So anyone could come to work, just like clock in, but like if you're not disciplined, if you don't have a schedule and you don't know, like you don't have like a goal, then you're not gonna do good because you're so distracted by these other things happening. Mm-hmm. So I think like overall this whole chapter, I think that was my favorite part, to just be disciplined with sales, with customer service, with everything, because at least you have like an agenda, you're gonna do. Mm-hmm. And you're not gonna leave like feeling frustrated because you didn't get your things done.
Mm-hmm. So you're really disciplined as far as like you have a schedule throughout your day, right?
I do.
Can
I
you
can't mess it up because then I stay behind.
Right. Can you share your schedule with everybody?
Yeah. So I work on the leads that you send first, and there's voicemails. I do that first, or emails. So I do the leads and the list and then follow-ups. Mm-hmm. That's my schedule.
Okay, great. What are some other ways you guys stay disciplined? Health, okay, yeah. How?
Like discipline?
Yeah.
Create a schedule and just stick to it.
Mm-hmm.
Like no work or outside of work, mm-hmm. And then your health, affects your work and outside, mm-hmm. So it's just kind of an all thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think people who really take care of their health, there's so much discipline involved there that it really relates to people being successful at work too, because it's kind of like very similar as far as like discipline goes. You got to make sacrifices, you got to make a schedule, you got to like stick to a routine. So a lot of similarities there.
Yeah.
What type of challenges do you guys have as far as discipline goes?
Your kid's sick.
Yeah,
like,
that's
like
not.
No, I'm saying like those are just like random challenges.
Random challenges, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like where they're fine and out, or like, oh dang, they're sick.
Yeah.
Nothing
you can do about that situation. What about like daily like habits? Like, you guys have any bad habits or good habits?
Going to sleep late.
Okay, that's a bad habit, yeah. Okay, so that requires discipline, right? So it's like, okay, I'm done. I got to get ready for tomorrow. Okay, enough leisure time, enough fun time. Okay, let me get ready for tomorrow. Save some energy. Get some rest. That requires discipline. How about work?
Staying busy.
Staying busy, okay. That's a discipline right there, I think sometimes, there's distractions. You want to check your phone. You want to see what's going on out there. You want to like get entertained while you're at work. So it's like, okay, let me get discipline here. Let me focus on work. So focusing and staying busy is a good one, Ale. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I think we started off with a good one. Discipline, I think, is a big challenge. I think we all have to be, self-aware of that. It's okay to be like, hey, I do struggle there, because a lot of people do and they don't really like understand it. But it's like, hey, I need to like be able to be more disciplined here. A lot of areas in life, so discipline is going to help out. All right, great. Thanks, Blanca. Let's go to Laura.
I like page 231.
Okay.
Where it says the fear portion. Where it says the great thing about fear is.
You went all the way there, huh?
Oh, you put that page 31.
You put 232, all the way to 231.
Oh, 232?
231.
Yeah,
oh, okay.
231.
That's okay. Yeah, this is part 231.
Okay, so the great thing about fear is that it isn't real. I know that when you're experiencing fear, it might feel real, but it actually does not exist in the physical universe. This unseen, intangible factor called fear does so much to motivate someone, yet it also immobilizes millions of people every day from taking the actions they need to take. And then I like the bottom sentence where it says, taking action on those things you fear is how you build courage. So I like that part.
Okay.
Just because it kind of pertains to like myself, like
Mhm.
when I started doing insurance, like I didn't know about it and I was always like scared of like rejection.
Mhm.
So working like at a high like paced job, like where I used to work before,
Mhm.
getting like rejected was kind of like a shutdown for myself. So I
Mhm.
think that like once I started here, I was kind of like well, I have to do it,
Mhm.
you know, like, and I feel like overcoming just that simple fear made it seem like, okay, that wasn't bad enough, that wasn't bad,
Mhm.
you know, so I feel like just overcoming like those fears that you think are there but really are not,
Mhm.
that it's not like a big thing,
Yeah.
like allows you to.
What are some other tips that helps people get over some fear? You think?
Just doing it.
Just doing it, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know how it feels.
Like
Yeah.
just doing it.
Start becoming numb to it. Start becoming no big deal.
Like, I have no hope.
And I think that's in everything, not only in like work, but even like adventure and stuff. Sometimes you're scared to do something and then you do it and you're like, oh, isn't that bad?
Mhm.
You know, so I think just little things like that.
Yeah, that is a big challenge for a lot of people. What type of fears do you guys still have at work? Some of you guys.
At work,
Mhm.
change.
Change. Like.
Sometimes like when we get like something that farmers changes on us, at first you kind of fear it,
Mhm.
but then after you're like, okay, well, we have to adapt to it.
Okay, that's a good
And
example.
you get over it.
Yeah, that could sometimes make people not act too. You know,
Yeah.
like, oh, because it might change, let me not do this, marketing campaign because it might change it anyways. And you could really like flip anything into a negative and say like, oh, something bad might happen, so let me not take action.
Yeah, like when we did the approval process,
Mhm.
at first all of us were all scared, like, oh, shoot, you know.
Mhm.
And it's kind of like, okay, now we're like, we learn to just work
Mhm.
with it.
You're right. Or like rate increases.
Yeah.
But now I think that's where experience really helps too. Once you have some experience, you're kind of build confidence. Like, hey, I've gone through some changes and I was fine. And that's what just doing it is a good way to say it too. Because once you do it, then you know you can do it. So a lot of people, if they don't act enough, then they're really scared because they don't have any experience where they have something where they overcame. So as you get older, as you keep busy, as discipline of staying busy, then you're gonna overcome fear too. So yeah, both things are challenges that we definitely are out there. I know for some of you guys, I mean, like, people have quit because they got so scared of being on the phones. And that wasn't the first time. So fear is a true challenge for some people that we have to kind of address. But the less fearful you are, the better, I would say. Okay, so less fearful and more activity. All right, Joe, you want to share something for us?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mine's on page 225.
Mhm.
It's the last paragraph. Organization is crucial in order to be able to later find things, follow up, and identify what you know about the client and where to pick up with the client. There are what seems like endless CRMs, filings, storings, and follow-up tools available today to organize you better. So pretty much that part, just staying organized, I think is
Mhm.
important. Like especially like when I'm filming and unloading all the footage on, they're just a bunch of random numbers, so I have to label them.
Mm-hmm.
And then later on, when something's missing, it's easier to find
Mm-hmm.
what exactly where it's at.
Yeah,
So
because right now we're working on like how many videos, right?
yeah, couple
And then
videos.
I'm just like filming like random stuff like here and there, and they're like parts of like one, and it's like,
Exactly.
and then you got to match up the audio
Mhm.
and stuff like that. So I could see how that is technical, duty there. Yeah, staying organized, I could definitely see that. Who else feels like staying organized is a challenge for them?
Oh, challenge.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes a little different.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, in what ways?
I would just, sometimes it piles up and you're just like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Like, you know?
Yeah.
It's hard to stay organized.
Yeah, I would say I have sometimes with challenges with that too.
Am I blocking you guys?
Hey, let's welcome Jazz. Did you sell it?
No, yeah.
Uh,
We're good.
Okay. All right, so we just to catch you up. we were going over some challenges, and everyone's being honest about how they feel, so that's good. But Blanca says discipline is a good one. You know, we had a good discussion about that. Laura says fear, you know, fear of acting. That sometimes it makes people not act enough. And Joe's was organization. Okay, so what part of the book did you
I
have?
actually like the first page. It says rejection.
Okay.
Rejection is not a sales issue. It's part of the human condition and experience or illusions created by the persons experiencing it. If you don't like rejection, well, that makes you more normal than abnormal. I have never met anyone who does. Also, if you think you can avoid rejection, sorry, you are on the wrong planet. So I think that one, I like it because, especially with this kind of business, there could be a lot of rejections, and you have to learn how to not take it personal, kind of just move on, and it's, you're gonna get it during work, during outside work, so you have to kind of learn how to take rejection and move on and, don't let it affect you.
Yeah. Because if you do the math, like 75% of the time we're getting rejected. Because we sell 25% of our quotes. That's what farmers tells us, which is pretty good actually. So that means our sales skills are getting better. 20% is like, average. So we're at like 25%. So that means like 75, like 7 or 8 out of, sometimes 8 out of 10 people will just say no, But how do we get over that?
By keep going and putting more and pushing more.
Yeah. Just move on, right?
Be nice about it. Okay, it's fine. You know it.
Yeah. I've had agents call me and they're like, how do you sell insurance? AAA is just so, and Mercury is just so much cheaper. I did a quote and then we were literally double their price. And then he was like complaining to me. I was like, how do you sell that? Like, there's no way you can sell that. I was like, yeah, you just move on. Like, what are we gonna do? Like, we're gonna sit here and just like what are we gonna do? Like, sit here and complain and tell farmers our rates are too high. Like, what are we gonna do?
It's pretty good.
It's a pretty good price.
Yeah.
But then they'll come back to us because we're so nice about it,
Yeah.
Months later.
Yeah. And you don't want to waste too much energy there, so it's like, okay, let me try to get the next call. Okay, all right, thank you, bye. So sometimes following up is important when they're on the borderline, but if you can't sell it, or if you just, it's like, what's something you'll never buy, Jazz?
What's something that they never buy?
You'll never buy yourself.
Huh? I know. It's hard to say no.
What's something you guys don't believe in?
Don't believe it.
You just never buy anything.
I'm not gonna lie.
Insurance-wise, or?
No, anything, any product.
I won't pay for a Bible.
Okay, okay. Thanks for sharing a lot about your beliefs. Well, that's a good example. Okay, so if someone came to your door and was trying to sell you something, right? A Bible or religion, let's say, a Mormon or Jehovah's Witness came to you and was knocking your door, they could do that every single day, right? They're just wasting time. They're just wasting time. They should rather go to someone who is showing interest. Okay, so just moving on is a skill that some people can't get over. I think it could be, it's just something that you just have to get over and just know that there's so many other people out there that want a Bible. So sell to the sellable and don't sell to the unsellable. Okay. All right. Cool. Who's next? Kalia?
Okay. So I like the organization part.
Okay. You too. Okay. Yeah.
I have it in page 219.
Mm-hmm.
So just
Two.
negative surroundings.
219. Oh, okay.
25 for organization.
No, I liked organization.
Oh.
But Joe said it, yeah.
Oh, okay. Cool. Yeah. Number 1.
Yeah. Sorry. Okay, this is a major complaint from salespeople being surrounded by environments or negative values that which people can get into sales, and then the unfortunate low demands put on sales organizations to learn their craft and create a negative environment. And then in the middle, when you put negative people into a sales environment, it is destructive to your ability to be focused, productive, and effective. The last thing a client wants is negativity. So yeah, it's just basically just something around negative surroundings, because you will give that effect to the client, and they feel your energy. Well, that's what I feel like, if they know feeling bad mood, or if I'm not feeling it today, like I feel my energy getting transferred over to it.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing goes for at home.
Mhm.
It's just the surroundings overall.
Yeah, thanks, Kelly. And they say, it is my belief that your clients will pay more for a positive attitude than they will for a great product. You know, sometimes they pay for that experience of like dealing with like a positive, friendly person.
Yeah.
They value that. You know, sometimes more than the price.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, great one. I think this is such an important one. That's why, you know, I mean, I'm kind of like a police officer when it comes to this. You know, if I see negative people, then I'm just like, you know, yeah, bye sometimes. You know, if you're complaining, yeah, seriously. I mean, that's how important it is for me. It's just like if you're just negative and complaining about this, that, and the other, which you can, because there's different perspectives of everything. You could look at the same thing, and some people look at negative or positively. So it's just critical. I mean, it's probably the most important thing. So if anything, I just want to help you guys stay positive. That's like part of like my main job. And if I just can't turn you around, and if you just can't get over that, and you just gonna stay negative, then it's just like, what? Yeah. This didn't work out. We'll give it a try, but you know, you could look extremely positive in an interview, but you just never know how you are inside. You know, so. Positive is so important. We could all do it. You could do better, and just believe in yourself. And just, I mean, what's an example of? I just want to stick with this a little bit more. Anyone can give me an example of how one person looks at the same situation negatively, and then another person can look at it positively.
It's too busy. We can't handle it.
That's a good one.
Some people are like, oh, we're getting like leads, like, and then some person's like, oh, you know, I don't have time to do my own stuff.
Right.
But it's kind of like, it's not time wasted at all. It's better to be busy than dead at all.
Yeah.
Or it's too slow. They can't stop because it's too slow. It's too slow.
Mhm.
Another person will get things done or make more contacts.
Mhm. Well, that's more of a challenging one. It's too slow. That could. Yeah, it's the exact opposites, right?
Yeah.
That's interesting. If it's too slow, it's like, oh, okay, it's a little bit slower now. Okay, this is a good time for me to follow up. The other person could be like, this is too slow. It's like, oh, this sucks. Let me just, you know, get on my phone. Yeah. If it's too busy, some people could be like, you know, this is just too much work for me. Like, you know, it's like, it's just too much. Or sometimes you'll, even that in the restroom, the people will talk. It's like, how's it going? It's like busy, and it's like, and then some people will say, it sucks to. I'll start to hear that. And some people will be like, oh, that's better than slow. So you could just tell sometimes how people interact. It's a pretty quick read if someone's positive or negative. Okay, so just, you know, audit yourself, your thoughts. Anytime you're saying a negative thought, be like, ooh, you know, that's negative. Let me just look at it a different way. So always try to control your thoughts into a positive way. Realistically, practical positive ways. Not delusional positive ways. Okay, so, all right, great. Positivity. Thank you, Kalia. All right, Marcel, which part did you like?
So I really like that part too, but I'm gonna say I'm gonna do a different one. I'm gonna do 224, the second paragraph. The best salespeople I know are those who are great at following up, staying connected, staying in touch, and using creativity to keep their sold and unsold clients thinking about them. Following up someone who you just sold is one thing and offers its own challenges. So I don't sell, but with Facebook quotes, it's always important to follow up because I've noticed that when I follow up, even though they have said no before, and I follow up again, sometimes I'll get leads. So I think it's important. I always hear all the girls doing it too. So I like that part because it's true.
Yeah, it is true. You know, following up.
Yeah.
I think a lot of times people are scared of following up because they think like, oh, I'm gonna bug them.
Rejection, or like rejection, they're afraid of rejection. Too.
That too, but also it's like, oh, I feel like a little too aggressive. Like I feel like I'm bugging them.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I even tell them sometimes, I'm for bugging you, but.
You told me you were interested, so I keep bugging you.
well, that's how creativity comes into play. It's all in how you do it. You know, if you just call them like, where to buy, then that you are bugging them. You know, but if you follow up in a creative way, hey, sorry to bug you, but I just want to blah blah blah. You can make them feel important. Oh, this person really wants me. You know. Oh, thank you for reminding me. So if you follow up and they're saying thank you, then you're doing a good job following up. So it's a skill, just like sales. But if you're not doing it, then you're not getting enough sales. All right, so back to fear and discipline. Schedule some time throughout the day. Some people like to do it after lunch. Sometimes like to do it after they're done with a certain amount of, at a certain time, or after certain tasks. But budget in your time, a follow-up time, so you could make sure you're doing that every day. All right, thanks, Marisol. What do you have, Kathy?
Mine was the same, negative surroundings.
Okay.
I'll just do another one.
You can add to that too. I mean, that's a really good one.
Mine was the bottom one.
Your
though.
take on
It
it.
says, make it known that you will not tolerate negative thinking or talk around you. Post it up in your office that is not tolerated anymore. Then you will allow someone to leave trash or filth in your space. Take a hard stance with everyone close to you. No negativity here allowed. If you don't have something positive to say, then go away until you do. That one's gonna be mine.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want me to just do that one or the second one? that I did?
Yeah, whichever one you like. This one's good.
Well, that one was my first one. My second one is calls not returned. In my career, more people have not returned my call than have taken my call. It's on page 229, under calls not returned. In my career, more people have not returned my call than have taken my call. You need to understand that when people do not call you back, it does not mean that they are not interested in you or your product. It could mean that, but it doesn't have to mean that. Maybe they didn't get your message, perhaps they got overwhelmed with other things, or maybe they just don't feel a sense of manners that require them to return phone calls. So basically, I like this because, I mean, it is true, there's just so many things happening that you haven't even talked to the client, so you don't know what their life is about, they're too busy, or maybe, so you can't just go straight to that, you kind of have to verbally hear it from them, and that's when you will, like, kind of stop. Until then, you kind of don't have to stop because, I mean, you haven't heard a no, and, what's it called? It just kind of gives you more of an idea of, like, what other things to try to get a hold of them.
Yeah.
And it kind of expands your mind and that's where we, like, text them, or that's when we,
There you go.
figure out different ways. So kind of don't let it end to a stop there and expand your mind.
Yeah, I mean, this is I'm surprised this is even in the book. Calls not getting returned. That's like 90% of calls that we make. So if that makes you a little sensitive, then it's like, well, sales is probably not for you. Like, we're gonna have a bunch of phone calls we make that never get returned, right? It's like, oh my God, follow up with that person, didn't call back. It's like we have no time to be feeling sorry for ourselves if our calls aren't getting returned. Yeah, but yeah, back to make it known, make a stance. I like you're doing that, Kathy. You're making a stance right now, right? No negativity allowed. All right, so yeah, I think I want to make that clear too. Okay, we have a great opportunity here. We have a lot of things we can do here. There's a lot of money to be made. I mean, it's just crazy how much, because there's so many farmers agents and there's so many farmers clients out there that it's like, why can't we have just more? A lot of people have farmers. A lot of people have insurance. Everybody has insurance, really. So it's like why look at it as in any negative way what we have going on here? Like, what type of issues, like serious issues, can we have? I look at it as just all opportunity, really. I look at it as an abundance. I don't look at it like, oh, things are limited. So just looking at it that way, really expanding your mind and looking at the potential is a really better way to just live in general anyways. Just gonna be happier. Okay. All right, Maria, what's next?
It's on page 222, the
Okay.
third paragraph. It says, you don't want to compete, you want to dominate a sector. The goal is to provide your client with so much attention, follow-up, and service that you can't be competed with. And then the fourth paragraph, it says, a client once told me I can get a better deal from so-and-so. And I said, I don't come with that transaction, sign here and let's get on with it, and he signed. Don't compete, own, and dominate your sector.
Okay, great.
So basically, I like that one because it's true, like, if you try to get this out, like, there are some clients that even though somewhere else it is less, just because of your customer service or what you're doing for them and following up and remembering them, they'll go ahead and get it with you versus, like, getting it somewhere else.
Yeah. Who has troubles with competition? Anyone have that challenge when it comes to sales?
I think we've all had it.
With
Yeah.
with another companies?
Yeah.
Yeah, with Mercury and.
Yeah, I think there's some people that are so price focused, where those are the challenges.
Mhm.
You know, there's some where you kind of know, like, okay, they're more about coverages rather than price. I think the challenge is more with the people with the price.
Right. That's where it comes to, like, don't try to sell the unsellable, right? Well, you still try your best,
Yeah.
cross-sell them, do everything you can. But I think when it comes to competition, and from Maria's point of competition and dominating, you know, sometimes I say, well, farmers are the best. See what they think. Well, we're the best.
I like to bring up the permissive use.
Oh, really? Okay.
Because a lot of companies, especially like the cheaper companies, they don't have permissive use.
Right. But then they may not add everybody on the policy that lives there.
And then
No, but-
you bring it up. Like
Yeah,
you
these,
have,
yeah. You
know.
want to build up benefits.
Yeah.
What other benefits do you guys use?
We're your personal agent.
That's a benefit, right? Okay. You're gonna charge broker fees, yeah. These are all benefits that you want to be able to use when you're getting compared with somebody.
We don't charge for making changes to your policy.
Right. That's a good one too.
We hear whatever you need.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Mhm.
You don't ignore your calls or
Mhm.
like other agencies do.
Mhm. There you go. So you just really don't want to just go through the whole sales presentation without really like just any type of sales. You just don't want to just say the price and be like, what do you think? You know, that's what sales is. You got to like say like, well, and then this is going to be good for you, and this is going to be good, and understanding what they want and saying what they want to hear.
Yeah. I think also just like prioritizing their call. Like, while we're talking to them, I'm not picking up other calls.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like we speak to them and we make sure that we're done with them and, you know, and just let it be known as well, like, oh, if you call me and I don't answer, just leave me a voicemail, I'll give you a call. And sometimes I'm busy on another call, but I'll make sure to give you a call back.
Yeah.
It just make that very known that you kind of prioritize their call.
Mhm. When you're on the phone, Laura, it's like impossible to make eye contact with you. That's the focus you have, right? And I think that's how I am too, because if I'm trying to close a deal, I need to hear every single thing they say, because one thing they say, if you miss it, you know, or if they say something and you want to like be sharp and say something that's gonna, you know, objection, you know, that you could like, you know, counterpunch something that they say. You can't just be like have your mind somewhere else when you're in a sales situation. It's like a battle. Yeah, just being just having benefits and focusing on them is going to be the way to dominate. All right, thanks, Maria. What do you have, Yi-chan?
It's kind of same as Maria. I like the competition part.
Okay.
And like the reason why is like because sometimes we cannot compete with supplies, but like I'm kind of trying to be patient with the Japanese speakers because they have so much questions, they want to know everything. But if I answer like everything they ask for it, they kind of like less complain about price and they kind of appreciate it. And like even some little thing like if I kind of respond to their email like phone call like quick, they appreciate it and like they kind of stop complaining about price. So I feel like price we cannot compete sometimes, but like customer service or like whole apps, like we can give them some kind of better service too.
Yeah. Yeah, because I mean, price is definitely there, right? But other than price, what's the only thing that makes a difference? That's the only thing. There's so many other businesses like, oh, this brand has this and this and that. There's so many different features like cars, like this car has this engine, this has that. It's like so many different variables, right? Insurance is just like, there's just not much to compare. It's just price and customer service. Okay, so yeah, customer service, and not only in a sales situation, but if you get someone that needs help with something, how fast we respond to them, how good we take care of them. I know clients that could probably save thousands of dollars, but just because I email them back every day, I mean right away, for the last 5 years, they're not going to shop because I've just been taking care of them. You know, and they probably know that hey, they may even think is this the right price because the rates are getting up there, but maybe they shop, but I think with great customer service, they probably aren't even shopping because they just know that we're there to take care of them. Okay, so that's how you really build a business, is by through customer service. Sales, you get it started, but by customer service, you keep building it big. Thank you, Chan. Okay, and Alec?
I liked the discipline. I
Okay.
think Becca said it. It's white space on a calendar is a disaster for a salesperson. Keep your schedule full, stay busy, and always keep moving forward. So that's true, especially on the white space on the calendar, because it just feels really good to know that on this date you're gonna call this client and you're gonna sell the policy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so yeah.
Yeah, I think this one is a great one. It's worth repeating twice. I do check your guys' calendar every once in a while. On Saturday, I walk around, see who's on what calendar. But I do see that, hey, that does make sense. Like if someone has a lot going on, then their activity level is high, and they have plans for the next day. And I see some people's calendars like the whole week, like the next week is like on Monday, it's like empty. You know, so my calendar, I try to stuff that thing like crazy, because I just don't want to be in a situation where like, oh, what do I do now? You know, because then, you know, you may lose discipline, and I may want to just do something just totally like unproductive. But if you have things scheduled, and then what I'll do, it's on my phone. The day before, I'll look at, you know, before I go to sleep, I stretch and I look at my calendar and see, oh, these are all the things I have to do. That keeps me disciplined, because okay, I better get ready now. So I'm not gonna be, you know, spend time doing anything that's not productive. I'd rather get the rest so I could do all these things. So having a busy calendar is just something that I highly recommend. Do you guys use your phone calendar on your phone? Yeah.
For the reminder.
I
Not
don't,
really.
I don't like it.
I don't like it.
Mm-hmm. Mine is freaking. I get alerts every hour. At 8 o'clock, I write down my goals. So it tells me, hey, write down goals. That's like a pop-up, right? So I just write it down, and then I stretch, and then this, and then I do that, and I get to work, and then you know, every day is different. But you know, book reviews, you know, marketing, making this, interviews and stuff like that. It's just, you just want to be as busy as possible. I know you guys have very repeated duties, but I would just say, hey, still put it on there. 10 o'clock, I'm going to call this person. 11 o'clock, I'm going to start doing follow-ups. You know, 1 o'clock, take lunch. Like just having a scheduled day where you're pre-planning it rather than just going into a day not expecting what's going to happen is going to help. And that is part of discipline. Same thing like when you get home, like what, you know, or what time you're going to go to the gym, or you know, what you're going to eat. Like those, the more you pre-plan things, the better and more efficient and more optimized your life will be. So give it a try. But yeah, build calendars is what I like to see. All right, girls. Thank you so much.